Good morning, children. So today we are going to learn lesson number 3, properties of natural resources. As we know, air, water, and land, these are the natural resources. So let's learn the properties of air. In our last period, we learned few properties of air. First property of air is air has mass and weight that we have proved by conducting any activity of balloon and syringe wala atmospheric pressure. So air pressure, today we are going to learn about the air pressure. Air exerts pressure. You know, this is the another property. The pressure applied by air is called air pressure. We make use of air pressure to inflate balloon, okay, or to fill the air in tire and tubes, that is air pressure. The atmosphere also exerts pressure on us. Air pressure near the surface of the earth is more. As we ascend, air pressure decreases gradually. At the altitude, the height of point from the sea level increases, air pressure decreases. Okay. So when the temperature increases, air expands. You know, hot air rises upward and the pressure decreases. When the temperature decreases, air contracts and pressure increases. Okay. The presence of water vapor decreases the density of air. Vapor decreases the density of air. Then therefore, when humidity is high, when you know the humidity means the amount of water vapor present in the air. So the humidity is high, the air pressure is less. Air pressure is less. So from that we have discussed one activity here. Also, when there exists a difference in the air pressure at two different places, the air starts flowing from the place of higher pressure to the place of the lower pressure. At such time, we feel a breeze or a wind blowing. What happened? When the air pressure at two different places, the air starts flowing from the place of higher pressure level to the lower pressure level, and it causes a breeze or a wind. Thus, wind are an effect of the difference in air pressure. When the air pressure at a different level, means low and higher, that causes the wind. You will learn more about this lesson called, that is the wind. Wind means when the temperature or the pressure, air pressure at different places, that is in different form, then produces the wind. One experiment is there, water droplets collected outside the glass. So what we had to do, you have to take a ice cube in a glass up to 3/4 of its glass height. That you can do this activity at your home. Take small ice cube and put it into the glass. What happened? Then after a few time, you see the droplets of water on the glass. It is due to the ice cube in the glass. The air surrounding the glass cools down. जो भी air होती है surrounding glass, that cools down. And as the water vapor in this air cools down, it condenses and get transfer into water droplets. जो cold air होती है surrounding की, that converted into water droplets. This is water collected on the outer surface of the water, है ना, जो ठंडा पानी या फिर when the ice cube you keep in the glass, after few time the water droplets are found on the glass. The level of humidity is different in different places. Similarly, the humidity level also change from time to time during the period of single day. What is meant by the humidity? The amount of water vapor present in the air, that means it's a humidity. Okay, and the humidity change time to time of a single day. The level of humidity of the air is determined by its capacity to hold the water vapor. Then during the night or at dawn, vapor, when the temperature of air is low, its capacity to hold a vapor is less. Okay. At such time, the excess vapor is transferred into water droplets, so that we call the dew. When you see in the morning, the water droplets which falls down on the things, so that is a dew. Then in the afternoon, what happens when the temperature of air is high due to heat of the sun? The capacity of air to hold the moisture also increases. Then compared to its full capacity to hold water, the proportion of moisture in the air is less and feel that the air is dry. Due to heat of sun, the moisture content becomes very low and we feel dry in the daytime. That is the reason the water droplets evaporates. The proportion of water vapor in the air is high during the monsoon. Now the monsoon season is there. And in coastal areas, you know the coastal area, lots of water which is present. So we feel dampness or humid in the coastal areas as compared to in a dry area, hai na? Because of water vapor, the amount of moisture which is present in the atmosphere, that means its humidity. So we feel dampness, we feel चिपचिपा जैसे लगता है ना, पसीना पसीना आता है क्योंकि वो जो वाटर है इवेपोरेट नहीं होता. So we feel dampness or humid in usually monsoon season. So this is the reason. So one question asked here: in summer, wet clothes dry quickly, but in the rain they do not. Why is this so? So it is the reason. In summer season, the amount of water content in the moist air is very less and the water evaporates due to heat of sun very quickly through the clothes, from the clothes. So, but in opposite, in a rainy season, the amount of moisture already contained in the air is in more quantity. So it takes more time to dry our clothes in monsoon season as compared to in a summer season. That is the reason. Okay, so this is about the atmospheric pressure and humidity. Now another property of air, for that you have to give in one activity. One activity is you have to dip and uncork inverted bottle, empty bottle in the slanting position, like it's slanting, tirchi, into the water in a wide container. So what you observe, you will see what the water, as soon as the water enters into the bottle, the air which occupy in the empty bottle, that removes from one side and the water enters through the bottle. So जो भी bottle के अंदर air थी वो एक जगह से निकल गई, जैसे कि पानी bottle के अंदर चला गया, and so from that experiment air occupy the space. Air occupy space. This is the another property of air. Then another experiment, that activity, when what happens when change takes place in a balloon on feeling air in it. When you feel air into the balloon, what happened? The air enters into the balloon and the size of balloon becomes larger. So we come to know from these two activities that air has properties like occupying space and having certain volume. So having mass and weight. So these are the properties of air. Air has mass, air has weight, air has occupied space, and so these are the properties of air. Now, what is meant by the scattering of light? This phenomenon you see when air, we know the air is a mixture of very fine particles of some gases, dust, smoke, and moisture. Okay, when rays of light fall on these minute particles, the particles spread in the light in all the direction. This natural phenomenon is called scattering of light. ऐसे हमने देखा है कि usually in the morning when a beam of light comes through the window, उससे beam of light आता है तो क्या होता है? You will see the dust particles moving in the air, है ना? That dust particles, that very minute particles spread in the light in all directions, सब घूमते दिखते हैं ना? That is means the scattering of light. So it is a natural phenomenon. Understood? Then temperature regulation, another term, that is temperature regulation. How the temperature regulate on the earth? You know, the earth receives energy from the sun. This energy is reflected by the earth in the form of heat as a heat energy. The constituent of air surrounding the earth, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, absorb a part of this heat and give it to the other constituent of the air. As a result, the earth's surface remains warm and thereby becomes suitable for the living world. On the earth, we know earth is a unique planet, that life is exist. Then if there were no air on the earth, the average temperature of the earth's surface would have been very low. Okay, so this is about the temperature regulation. Air also works as a temperature regulation. Then next, will sound be heard in air? So air also helps transmission of sound. Air also helps transmission of sound. All the sound that we hear reaches through the surrounding air. जो भी आवाज हमारी कानों पे पड़ती है, हमारे आवाज सुनाई देती है, because of the air. Air is a medium where the sound travels. Okay. The density of air also changes due to change in its temperature. In winter, the density of air increases. Winter में density air की increase हो जाती है. We can hear the whistle of distant train clearly in the morning in winter. Winter में हम लोग आवाज सुनाई देती है हमें. अगर दूर से भी कोई आवाज दे रहा है, whistle बज रही है ट्रेन की, so we can hear usually in winter, because in winter the density of air increases, as is useful as a medium for the transmission of the sound. So air is a medium for the transmission of sound. Okay, this is about the air. Then so we learn about few things about air in this lesson. Let's revise some properties of air once again. Okay, so we know the properties of air. The air has mass and weight. Air occupies space. Okay, then next property we learn, Air is also medium, that transmission of sound, temperature regulation takes place due to the air. So these are various uses. And one new term that we learn about the humidity. What is meant by the humidity? The amount of water vapor which is present in the air, that is humidity. The surrounding air that contains the humidity. The level of humidity is different in different places. Similarly, the humidity level also change from time to time during the period of a single day. So, what is the cause of wind? When there exists a difference in the air pressure at two different places, the air starts flowing from the place of higher pressure to the place of lower pressure. As such times we feel a breeze or a wind. Okay, thus wind are an effect of the difference in air pressure due to the wind. Then, so that is called wind. The difference between the pressure from higher pressure to the lower pressure causes the wind. Okay, children. So that this is about the air, properties of air. So in the next period, we will continue another thing, that is the properties of water. Another natural resource, that is water. So I'm giving you two questions as a homework. So please solve it. Okay, see children, these two questions are homework. Will sound be heard in a space? Then you have to write the answer. Then what are the uses of various gases present in the air? This is homework. So I hope you learn the properties of air very well. So bye children. Next period we will continue properties of water.